BlueNemesis hayabusa bill. Back at it again real quick. Ain't forgot about him, but you know I'm sidetracked, so here we go. This is a quick little update and a couple tips, right? So we got the cart bike painted. I already took the guys through that process. Now we're to the process where it's been painted, clear coated. It's been sitting for like 2 or 3 days, and I put all the fairings back on it. We waiting until we can get to the wet sanding process so we can cut and buff. And this phase is where the phase I'm gonna test out or test fit where I'm gonna put my decals, where I'm gonna do my airbrushing if I choose to do so. And what I'll do is I'm gonna map it all out really quick and just test fit it where it's supposed to be. If I like that, just the decals, then I'm just gonna go ahead and pull the decals, wet sand it, the whole thing, polish it all out, and put the decals on. If I want to add the airbrushing, it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to do my little imagery when I want thinking in my head, do a little mock-up on the bike. And if I go with the airbrushing methodology, then I'm going to go ahead and sand the bike, wet sand it, airbrush it, and then clear coat over top of the wet sand areas and the freshly airbrushed areas on top of the wet sand areas. And now I clear coat it all together. So it's basically my choice of how I want to do it. I ordered the decals to put a couple of decals in, some pinstriping in, do a little bit of details here and there, and I'm gonna go from there. And if I like that and I think that's enough, okay, easy peasy. All I do is finish wet sanding the bike, polish it all out, and then I put my decals on. If I think I need a little bit more and I want to do the airbrushing, then that's where the whole second clear coat comes in. But that's the process, and this is it as of right now. This is where we are. So we got the bike all painted. I put it back together to make it easier to sand all the pieces together. Because when I go to wet sand, let's say like in here, I'm not gonna wet sand all the way up to this edge regardless. I'm only gonna wet sand the big part of it. Same thing here. I'm not gonna wet sand these creases. I'm only gonna wet sand this part and polish all the way to that part. Same thing everywhere else. I'm not gonna wet sand this little tight little crease. I'm only gonna wet sand the big flat areas and polish all the flat areas. The frame, I probably won't even wet sand the frame at all. I let the sun and the heat and the time lay that paint down, but it's not that big of a deal on the frame. It's not gonna be that big of a deal. Someone's right up on the frame looking at it like, oh, you got an orange pillar, and then they're right up on the frame. I don't really, they're gonna find something to pick it apart no matter what, so I don't really give a shit like that. So only thing I don't like is the aftermarket kickstand he put on here for the lowering. Links that he put on, the shit leans way too much. Let me see right here. It leans not too much for my liking. You can see that I relocated my exhaust mufflers from up there, brought them down here, took out that middle section, connected them straight. That shortened them up, made it a tiny bit louder, but still kept it moderate, and it moved it from the position where it was blocking too much of the tire. When I put the extension on, of course the tire is going to get moved back, and that's going to be that. We're essentially moving the tire from right here to the back of the actual bike, the very, very tip of the tail light, the center of the tire is where we're going. We're going to be moving it when we do our extension on it, which is any day now. Should be here. Should have been here yesterday. Should have been here today. And I don't know, UPS sucks. So that's that. But when it does come, we'll be able to go ahead and push that bad boy back and finish out our whole entire process. We still have to do the nitrous. The nitrous kit is on its way, and I'm gonna show you guys the software I'm gonna use to tune the bike. I'm gonna try to take you guys through the whole process as best as possible. As long as I remember, I know I have so much stuff on my plate. I'm bouncing from this and I'm bouncing to that. I'm bouncing to that outside. I'm bouncing to that, whatever. But I'm gonna get back. I had the chopper, like the chopper. The chopper's badass. Just doesn't ride like a sports bike. You know, I like sports bikes. They ride better. They're more fast, agility, fun factor. The whole nine is there. Chopper, badass factor. Fun factor, right here. So I'm back to the fun factor. I'm gonna buy another chopper, hands down. So I like that style. I'm waiting for my new house, my new space. I need more space. My new space, and then I'm gonna be able to put the chopper in here side by side with the sports bike, and then maybe start a little bike collection, add it on to the car collection, toys on toys on toys. But right now, this is where we are, and I'll get back to you guys. Like and subscribe.